What up, y'all? I hope all is well. My name is Shane Kretz. Welcome back to my channel. So, as you read the title, Teen Wolf spoiler review. Now, a lot of things to say about this movie. Yeah, let's just dive into it, yeah? I'm gonna start this by saying I love Teen Wolf so much. It means so much to me. A lot of the lessons, the takeaways just means a lot to me. It's ingrained in my philosophies and what I believe. I'll start with the good. I love seeing the characters back on the screen, seeing where they left off past high school in Beacon Hills, seeing them live their own lives as adults. Scott running an animal shelter, Lydia becoming a businesswoman. I was really invested in the characters' developments. I love that about Teen Wolf a lot. So it was refreshing to see what they were doing after all this time. I loved the performances by almost everyone. You know, was really impressed, really felt a lot of their convictions. I loved the comedic moments. I was surprised that Eli was actually a good character. Derek's son. So he gives me some Styles vibes a little bit with his jokes, and love the bit with him in the Jeep, you know, his attachment to it. Yeah, I loved Derek. Derek's low-key a favorite character of mine other than Scott, but I love seeing him play the father role. It's so weird seeing, if you just look at his journey when he started the show, how he was just always angry to like being a father, and he still had some of that anger, but he was a lot more understanding and patient, and I love that about Derek. Unfortunately, we don't know what happens to him. It's hinted that he dies. Boy, if you don't get... And I'll say that scene was very emotional and very impactful. I love the performances from Hikari. Didn't know she was a kitsune. I don't know if they announced that before, but she was dope. Low key, I was never really big into ships, but Scott and Allison getting back together, I don't know. I just felt at peace with that. Like, oh my gosh, let's go. That light turned off. You see that? Man, I need new equipment, but that'll come as it comes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Love seeing Allison's performance. She's a really good actress. She got range, coach. Now, there has to be a balance to it, good and the bad. Unfortunately, I feel like a lot of the bad from this film is what was most prominent. I feel like personally it was too rushed, and it felt like one big Teen Wolf episode, which don't know if that's a good thing. I just felt like it was boom, 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 boom. I'm surprised it was a 2-hour movie, but it was still a lot of things that were rushed, you know? Yeah, just the pacing for me was off. Yeah, I feel like they were trying to put so much into a small amount, and it was very noticeable and altered my experience, my watching experience of the movie. The movie left me with a lot of questions, like, who is Derek's baby mama? They never, it ain't Brayden. I just want to know, like, who's Eli's mom? I want to know who she is. Mr. Harris, why does he know so much? How does he know so much? I noticed within the show he knew a lot more than people thought he did, and I really hope that they were going to explore that after they revealed who he was. Yeah, like I said, the bad outweighs a lot, because when you have to rush something, it doesn't make the experience good. Understandably, they only had 3 months to film, so I understand there was a big time crunch and trying to get this movie completed, which is why I feel like in the next movie, if they have a sequel, I pray that they take their time. That's one of the things that this movie needed, was to take its time. Yeah, and for me, in the moment, okay, now I'm gonna talk about Derek's death. Spoiler, Derek dies. I felt like he didn't have to die. And if he were to die, write it in a way that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks this, but he didn't have to die. And the time he pushed Scott off and was like talking to him, he could have jumped off and Parrish could have easily burned the Nokitsune. By the way, the Nokitsune becoming a werewolf, I'm confused. I still don't quite understand that. Because I remember in season 3, it was the Jugenda scroll basically saying you can't be a fox and a wolf at the same time. I don't know. It was, if anyone can break that down, please do. I'm still kind of confused on that. But yeah, I felt like his death could have been handled better. I mean, write it in a way that makes sense, you know, because he had plenty of time to get out of there when Parrish was burning the Nokitsune. Yeah, that really solidified that this movie wasn't, for me, good. You know, maybe I put too much expectation on it. I felt like it didn't deliver. I felt like they kind of dropped the ball a little bit. And yeah, I just don't think Derek should have died. If he was gonna die, then not in that fashion. But I will say that scene would touch me because he did become a true alpha. And I like the montage they gave for Derek. Derek reminds me a lot of my older brother. If you're watching this, bro, love you, man. But noticing how much hardship he had to go through and still be there and still chose to be, and most times, the good guy. Or he was always seen as the bad guy, even though he had the best of intentions. And it just reminds me of my brother. You know, Scott and Derek remind me of me and my brother. That's why I love Teen Wolf 2. Personally, I felt like this movie was a bit rushed. And hopefully if they make a sequel, they'll learn to take their time. But yeah, in the end, I give this movie a 6 out of 10. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It was like in the middle, interchangeable from 5 to 6. Yeah, but with that being said, let me know what y'all think down below. Comment, subscribe, like the video. With that being said, I'll catch you on the flip side.
I stay ready, so I stay sober. Never distort my thoughts with liquor. I doze your mind so clean, like the wolf. I see sheep flooded with vaccines and wonder what that mean. But I'm icing and I'm looking for